Benevolence, dear mortals. I am Whimsical William. Welcome to my channel. Alright, in this video, let's talk about the manga version of Bram Stoker's Dracula, aka DRCL, Midnight Children. This is from the creator of Innocent. Absolutely gorgeous hardcovers made by Viz Media. These have some of the most beautiful art that I've ever seen in manga. Let's give you a demonstration. Now tell me that's not gorgeous art. And I'll admit, when I first started reading the first volume, it was very slow. Just couldn't get into it. But the art was so beautiful and dramatic that it compelled me to keep trying. Page after page, the story got better, the writing got better, and the art even got better. Like, it already started off so strong, but the shadows, the lighting, the textures, the subtle line work, it just all became so much more cohesive, and it just straight up looked like a horror manga. It looked like a horror. It was beautiful. And like, besides the art, the story, you begin to like not necessarily care about these characters, but you're curious. You're like, why are they like this? So let me get into the story a little bit. So if you know anything about the original Bram Stoker's Dracula, you know that Dracula crosses over from like Transylvania to London. And when he comes to London, he has this thing where he's got to have his soil or his ground, well, his soil, the dirt that he's from in his native country, and he has to bring it with him. And he transports it via ship. So that made his travels a little more difficult, and the traveling left him weak, so he gradually builds up to his powerful form. They have a few little differences in the story. Like, Mina is a little bit younger than she is in the original Bram Stoker story. They have Van Helsing in the story, which is super cool. He looks really cool. He's got like a little beard, and he just, you know it's him even though it's in manga style. It's incredible. Mina's kind of like both a guy and a girl in this story. Like, at night, you know, it's Mina, and then the daytime it's like a student, you know, a guy at the school. It's really interesting how they did that. There's a few other characters that have been changed and transformed. It's really well told, and I really would love it if you guys check it out. And if you've already read it, let me know what parts you like so far. I've only read one volume so far because I wanted to get to some more Junji Ito and a few other mangas before I decided to really dig my teeth into it, really enjoy the story. Not just for Spooky Month, but as a vampire connoisseur, I really want to enjoy Dracula throughout these beautiful manga panels. So there's like another character. She's like the redhead. Basically, she's more tomboyish in this particular story format, which is a real interesting, fresh take on the character. There aren't too many tomboyish characters within the original story, so it's really interesting to see that take. Essentially, the suitors that really like Mina are they're all students that go at the same school, and they all secretly love Mina, and they're just not aware of it until, you know, Mina is affected by the curse of Dracula. Essentially, that's what Van Helsing believes was going on. And the way that the characters are all affected by the presence of Dracula is super interesting. It's almost set up to be demonic. They need an exorcism or something, if you will, which is super interesting. I can't praise the art enough. If you are a fan of Dracula, if you're a fan of Bram Stoker's, you're gonna absolutely love these mangas. The art is just incredible. I'll show you some more panels. Look at the drama. Look at the anatomy and the proportions of the face, the shadows, the nose, the teeth. Got Van Helsing over here chilling. Look at that anatomy. So yeah, it's safe to say I'm loving this manga so far, and I just can't wait to read more of it. It's kind of hard to convince you all to read it. Like, if you've read Dracula, if you know anything about Dracula, you're just gonna love it. If you're a fan of great art, it's like you're getting a great story, but you're getting art book quality art. Like, I mean, like grabbing a manga artist and then like just having them make an art book. Like Junji Ito's art book, JoJo's art books, any art books that you find, this manga has that quality of art inside. And if you read Innocent, you already know how amazing the art is and the storytelling. I have yet to start on the physical copy, but I read, some of Innocent online, and just the art is just next level. So if you don't like the stories, you don't like Dracula or whatever, get it for the art. It's basically a hardcover art book. But the story is really well told. A lot of the horror stories I've been reading lately have been a tad bit cringy or silly. Junji Ito is very silly. Or they're not really scary or horror. Like, they're in theory horror, but they might be creepy or they might be a little unsettling, but they're not horror. This Dracula manga feels like horror. Like, I'm not scared, but it feels like what horror should be. And I think it's a perfect addition to your vampire library and a perfect addition to your horror section. If you have a little section of horror books or horror manga at your disposal, it'll fit in nicely there. If I want to sell you on it, besides the art, I think the dialogue, like the things that the characters say and the way that they interact with each other, is so organic and natural. Like, it never feels like this character wouldn't say that, or no person would say that. Like, it all flows and it all makes sense. It feels like I would say that, she would say that, they would say that. It feels like the mangaka really took the time to figure out how human interactions and conversations work, and that makes all the supernatural events happening in the story believable. And the supernatural things that happen are subtle. They're like little hints, like, Dracula's coming, watch out, there's some blood on the wall, the blood keeps changing every couple days, or every time you look away, the blood makes an image of something that Dracula wants you to see. And other characters are just getting really affected by Dracula's return, basically. I wouldn't say return, but his debut, if you will. I'm not gonna lie, they made Dracula kind of look like Michael Jackson in this manga. But he looks awesome. He looks really cool. He kind of looks like Michael Jackson with a top hat. He's got the super curly hair. He's like Thriller era of Michael Jackson. Yeah. So now we got Demon Slayer Michael Jackson and we got Dracula Michael Jackson. These manga creators love Michael Jackson, I guess. But yeah, that's it. That's DRCL, Midnight Children, an amazing vampire tale. I've been reading a bunch of other stuff. I can't wait to talk about it. Are you excited about Halloween? I am. I don't know what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna celebrate, but I'm just happy to see another Halloween. Happy to feel the seasons changing, see the pumpkins and the other cool things that I see in stores like Target, ghosts and vampires and witches, all that good stuff. Makes me happy. Seeing other people, what they're reading, what they're doing, it's really cool. It's the most wonderful time of year. With that being said, thank you so much for checking out another video. If you haven't subscribed already and you feel like it, I appreciate that. Makes me feel good. It's kind of cool. And I'm excited to talk about more stuff with you. Until then, peace.